Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Constantly Growing podcast. My name is Summer, and this is my husband, Devon. We have been together for 11 years, been married 3, so we know a thing or two about a thing or two, but we don't know everything, so we're constantly growing. So on this podcast, you can expect to grow, evolve, and laugh. So yes, take this journey with us, and let's get started. All right, so if you guys are caught up, you know that we already had an episode where Devon asked me 21 questions, and I was totally caught off guard. I had no idea what he was going to ask me.
Don't tell me you're going to ask me some questions today.
Some of them are, I am.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Now it's your time to sit in a hot seat.
Ooh.
Yeah, he has no idea what I'm going to ask. So, yeah, let's just get right into it.
Don't ask me nothing lame now.
I ain't going to ask you nothing lame.
Okay.
All right. Hold on. I got to switch my glasses.
Surprise.
The questions glasses.
Well, I've come with a surprise as well.
What?
I'm ready.
I'm asking you questions. Why do you have to wear glasses?
I'm ready for whatever. Let's go.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. So, if you could go back in time, is there anything you would have done differently in your life?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Would you like me to
expound on that?
Okay. So for one, I would have did my schoolwork. For 2, I think after the first time I asked you to marry me and you said no, I probably wouldn't have asked the second time.
What?
Because you said no the first time.
But why would you not have asked again? You would have missed out on all this greatness.
But you told me no.
Devon, I thought you were playing. Like, set it up for the people. Anybody probably wouldn't have taken you serious.
Next question, please.
No, you literally asked me. I was sitting at the what's that bar area counter of your dorm room or apartment in college. There's so many other people around. We're sitting on stools. You're sitting against the wall. I turn around and you're like, "Will you marry me?" And I'm like,
and you said, no.
Devon, you're so funny.
You
what?
Said,
no.
What are
you talking about? Like, what is that?
Yeah.
We probably even, who knows
How
what
many
we were
people
doing that
do you
day.
think have asked somebody to marry them one time and then turned around and asked them again?
You were like 21.
Doesn't matter.
And I had to be like 20.
Doesn't matter.
There was no way you were serious.
I had to pick my face up off the floor.
No way. You weren't serious.
In front of my teammates, and you told me no.
No, I was like, he's kidding. Like, you're joking.
Let's continue.
Okay, anyway, yes.
Because you're going to make me upset.
No way.
Make me relive
that. But you
that.
asked again, and that was good.
You're going to make me I'm taking my glasses off. You made me relive that.
Okay, so why did you want to marry me? We'll just go to that one.
I wanted to marry you because I felt the love and support from you, and I never really had that from anybody else outside of my family. So I was like, wow, she really loves me, and I love her. And I was like, I'm going to marry this girl. Can you take those glasses off? Because, like that little nose thing with the glasses, that's how you look right now. Yeah. But, yeah, so I was like, you made me feel safe. Okay. And I could be vulnerable, and I could give you, I could be straightforward and honest and just be myself. And I never really felt that before. You gonna cry?
No.
Yes, you are.
But I do want you to be, like, totally honest with these questions.
You don't think I was being honest?
I think it was somewhat. Just off of our conversations. But, okay.
I'm so lost.
It's fine. It's fine. We'll keep moving. But that was beautiful.
That was complete honesty.
Okay. Who would you like to have a closer relationship with?
A closer relationship with? I would say that I'm working on that right now, but I would say with God. But that is something that I've been working on and drawing closer and, reading my Bible and praying more and having conversations and not just asking for things. So, yeah.
Okay. When you're home alone, do you shut the door when you use the bathroom?
Yes, I do. And we all know, well, you guys don't know, but now I'm going to tell you. Like, she sits and just uses the bathroom with the door open. Like, what are you doing? Like,
well, I feel like I'm at home. Like, I should be able to do that.
Like, what? Shut the door.
I'm just okay. Well, I grew up an only child. And
we've been together for 11 years.
It doesn't matter. It hasn't left me.
We've lived.
It left me.
We've lived together for, 3 years? And
yeah.
Matter of fact, in year, 2? That's when you started that.
No, I've been doing it. You've just always had an issue with it. So I try to be conscious and, like, close the door.
I'm sitting there laying on the bed, and all I hear is pee. Sound like a phone ringing. Like, what?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Whatever. Do you have any phobias?
And you take poops with the door open.
Oh, my God. Okay. You don't have to do all that.
That is just gross. Yeah, I don't get it.
I'm comfortable.
I'm comfortable too, but I'm not gonna sit there with the door open and then I'll walk in the bedroom. She's like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know you were coming in here."
Well, because it's like literally there's a door. The bathroom is in our bedroom,
right?
And so then there's a door to the bathroom, then there's a door to the bedroom. So I closed the door to the bedroom, and so I'm like, okay, I might be have all the Oh, this sounds so bad.
Go ahead.
But have the windows open, but nobody can see me, because they're like over there.
So she's trying to let the smell out.
No. Like literally like the blinds. So I'm like letting the sunlight beam in. And so I'm sitting on the toilet and I'm like look outside and like it's just the atmosphere for me.
Listen to the birds chirping. All right, let's continue.
Anyway, yeah, let's move on.
That's dirty. But I'm sure it's a lot of women that do that.
Whatever. Okay. Do you know your purpose?
Do I know my purpose?
Your calling in life?
I thought I did, but now I'm like back in a space where I'm still trying to figure that out. So I thought like that my purpose had something to do with like sports and stuff, and it still could possibly have something to do with that, but I've kind of like separated myself from that space, and I do feel a lot happier. I don't have as much like anger and stuff, because sometimes sports make me angry. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But I think that since I've kind of like removed myself from that space at the moment, I'm like, well, I don't know if that's my purpose. But I always did think it was that. But that's why, I'm saying, like I said, trying to build that relationship and become closer with God, that I'm trying to like revisit that and figure that out again. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because I think throughout life, you never know, like somebody's purpose may change. But right now, for me, I'm just on that path and journey trying to figure that out right now.
Figure out what you're calling. A couple years ago, I gained the understanding that like your true calling or purpose is always like it has something to do with serving someone else. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we have our gifts, but then there's the purpose in utilizing those gifts.
Right.
So I think that's awesome that you're working on your relationship with God, because he'll reveal it to you. Yeah. Okay. What do you enjoy most about fatherhood?
Oh, man. I think that I enjoy most is how every day is something new. Our daughter's forever changing.
Yeah.
You know, the way she looks. You know, one day she may, you know, be like just crawling around. Then the next day she's walking. Then the next day she's trying to run. Or then one day she's needs us to feed her. Then the next thing you know, she's like, I'm feeding myself. And it just brings so much joy to like watch that and like be there and like seeing like her every step of the way. So I think like just like changing, I think that's like brings me the most joy.
Watching her change.
Yeah, because like one day I think I never seen her like try to dance before. And I'm like, you know, always playing music. And then one day like she just sitting there and she just started like, I'm like, hold on, where'd that come from?
Yeah.
Or just like how recently like she just started clapping randomly. And now like because I can sing, I was singing to her the other day, and when I got done, she was like, I'm like, yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Like my baby girl, she know. She know.
Look.
And then I was singing and I hit a note, and guess what she did?
What'd she do?
She did the note back.
No.
So I'm teaching her how to sing now.
Okay. Look at you. Vocal coach. Do you think you're hard on yourself?
Of course.
Why?
I think because I think it comes from playing sports. You know, you make a mistake, you don't want to come out the game, so now what? You're beating yourself up, or you know, you make a mistake, you get subbed out, now you're frustrated. So, or you're not doing something right within sports or workout or something, and it's like you take it out on yourself.
Yeah.
So I think because, you know, playing sports my whole life, and then like now in the space I'm in now, it's like when something doesn't go my way, it's like, well, what did I do to not, you know what I'm saying, be in a position to where it went well? Or if, you know, anything happens, it's like I just kind of like take it out on myself. So, I mean, it's something I need to work on, but, you know, I guess time, you know, with anything like time will help with that.
Well, I don't know. You know, I think that sometimes we say that, right? And maybe you can agree to disagree. But I don't know if it's just like time will help, just letting time go. I think it's about being intentional about giving yourself grace and like just, you know what I'm saying? Like choosing.
No, for sure. I definitely agree with that.
Mindset, yeah.
I definitely agree with that. But I've never really been in a space where it's like I'm working on myself. It's always been like I'm doing something for a different purpose. And I've never really taken time to work on myself. And then now I'm in a space where I can do that.
Yeah.
You know, I have lots of time to, you know, sit and think, lots of time to reflect.
Yeah.
And even my alarm in the morning. So I just started going to the gym, y'all, because remember, you know, she was talking about she like Michael B. Jordan and Creed. So I was like, oh, I gotta get in the gym. So even on my alarm, when it goes off, it says praise God and work on yourself. That's what I put. So that's like the space that I've been in, just like working on myself in like all areas of my life. So, you know, I seem to be a more peaceful person, and I'm just trying to like continue on that journey. But yeah, definitely, you know, hard on myself.
Yeah. Give yourself some grace.
We say that, but how much grace are you gonna give yourself?
Well, okay. I'm glad you said that, because there's also being lazy.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you, but I'm saying like.
I'm about to say, if you was trying to take a shot, I'm about to jump over this table. We about to move some furniture in here.
No.
No, I'm joking. I
but
know what
when
you mean.
you say like, how much grace can you give yourself? That's a real fact. You know, I mean, I think we're human, so like, we're not gonna be perfect ever. We can try to be as close to perfect as possible. Follow the path of Jesus, and you know, yeah, maybe you can get close to that. But I do think like at a certain point, it's like, are you giving yourself grace because you're lazy, or are you giving yourself grace because you truly need it? And I think that sometimes we have to pick ourselves up, and it's like, in order for life to change or for like to see some differences in certain areas, you have to put one foot in front of the other. You have to be like, okay, today I'm going to do something different. I'm going to go to the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I'm going to get up the next day and I'm going to go to the gym. Like, I have to make something consistent. I have to move my feet and execute and put in the effort, because we all know the Bible says faith without works is dead. So like, that means we can't sit around. Like, he talks about work so much in the Bible. And I think people sometimes just sit and think like, God's just going to bless me. And maybe, yeah, he is in the blessing business, and God is God, and we don't know his plans. Ultimately, he knows the plans he has for us. But
until he does,
if he
you
tells
have to put that work in.
you got to put that work in. He got to see that you're doing your part. You know what I'm saying? So he can, he's ready for that. Oh, let me open that door. You know what I'm saying?
Right, for sure.
Sometimes I do believe he's just waiting on us. He's waiting on us to get up and make the decision and see what he's been telling you to do all along. Like, just work towards it. I got the rest.
No, for sure. And I think that, like, excuse me, I think, like, if you are putting that work in and you're doing everything in your power, and, you know what I'm saying, it might not be working out, definitely give yourself grace.
Yeah.
But if you're not doing everything in your power and your ability to, you know, be able to get to where you're trying to get, and then you like, I'm going to give myself grace. It's like, nah, you gotta work, man.
Yeah.
Come on out. Because if you knew better, you would do better.
Yeah, for sure. So, okay, well then what is the greatest goal you want to achieve in the next 5 years?
The greatest goal?
Yeah.
And that I want to achieve?
Yeah.
I think that I want to be, my greatest goal is if, you know, I was debt free, super happy in everything, every area of my life, and just living without worry. That would be like a great goal for me, where I know like my family is taken care of, everything is good to go, and we just, you know, living life, you know. Because I mean, we worry about like the little things all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, you can do what's in your power and control what you can control. But at the same time, you know, it's like times get hard sometimes. You know, you may wake up and be in a different space today than you were yesterday.
Yeah.
So just, you know, wanting to live without worry, wanting to live without regret, and just being overall happy in every area.
Okay. That's achievable.
For sure, most definitely.
Anything you desire is achievable.
Because debt sucks.
It does. And even the Bible says you got to be debt free.
It does.
Because if you own a lender, then you're a slave. Something like that.
I won't get into that.
I ain't going to get into that because
I don't know.
we don't want to be misquoting the Bible. So I'm going to just leave that alone.
No.
Okay.
I'm not there yet.
So what is your favorite... What is your...
I can't laugh because I don't even know what you're about to say.
No, I like flub the word. But anyway, what is your favorite feature about yourself?
I thought you were about to say food. My favorite feature?
Yeah.
About myself. I mean, I think that my feet.
What?
I have beautiful feet.
He actually does.
I mean,
they're so soft and smooth.
And they've been through a lot.
Yeah. No, you do got them corns on there.
Girl, stop.
But overall, them feet is feeting.
They're beautiful.
Why you want to let me rub mine on your feet?
Because your feet are always cold.
Oh,
okay. And your feet be ashy. And she be trying to start fires on my legs. Like Oscar Proud. He'd be like... So that's why I don't want your feet on me.
I thought you had a foot phobia.
Nah. I'm just a phobia of your feet. Nah, I'm joking. But they really do be ashy, though.
I know.
Because this morning, I saw you when you had them flip-flops on. I said, what are you doing? Like, you just, like, jumped in some powder, then walked out the house.
Oh my God. We had to go. It was 4:00 in the morning. We had to get my mother to the airport. I was like, oh my gosh, she's going to be late. Like, let me just pop these flops on it. I wasn't thinking, let me put on lotion.
You should have did that before you went to bed.
Yeah. I really should start lotioning up before I go to bed.
Because
But so, like, so you're not going to be ashy in the morning if you lotion
I've never
at night?
met a light-skinned person as ashy as you. I've never.
I mean, is there even a such thing? Just because you're light skinned don't mean you ain't going to have ash?
I don't get ashy.
Yes, you do.
I get ashy in one spot, and that's like if I was like down on my knee or something, I got up and it'd be ashy. Otherwise, I don't use lotion. You know this. I don't use lotion.
I actually did not know that.
When have
I
you ever
thought
seen
I
me put
just
lotion
never
on?
see you put on lotion.
No, I don't use lotion.
So you want to call out my ash, but you're always telling me to put on lotion, but you never put on lotion.
It is what it is.
Oh my goodness. You know what? Whatever.
You got to think. You get one pair. That's it. Take care of them.
Have you always been so matter of fact about your decision making?
Yes.
Do you think it came from sports, or do you think that's just naturally who you are?
I think it comes from Francis Nelson.
Your dad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So growing up with him.
Because once he makes his mind up, it's over.
Okay. So there has to be something about. Do you think you just like because a lot of times we'll subconsciously take on some of our like parents' attributes, but like, do you think that you subconsciously did that, or do you think there was something about it that you were like, I like how he just makes a decision?
No, I think it's like subconsciously, because you even say like I do some things like my dad or say some things like my dad, but it's the same thing for your mom with you. So I think like when you're in a household with somebody for so many years, I feel like you end up taking on some of them, and it could be some of the stuff that you don't even like about them.
Yeah.
And I never thought that we would be getting ready to go somewhere and you're not ready, and I get to huffing and puffing like, come on, like that stuff my dad used to do when I was younger.
Yeah.
We get ready to go to church or something, and nobody be ready, and he just go sit in the car with the car on. He might be sitting out there for 30 minutes, but he's just like, you get in the car, and he's just like, his eyebrows raised, and he's just huffing and puffing, just sitting there. Everybody shut up. Like,
well, you don't do that.
But I'm saying,
but in your
I'll
own
get upset.
way, you do get upset, though.
I'll get upset, and I'll just leave out the house. I did it yesterday.
Yeah, you did.
I did it last night.
But you actually, I was like, oh my God, you're in the car? I was like, okay, we gotta go. And then
I literally left out the house. I call you like 5-10 minutes later, and you're like, "Oh, you left out? You were standing right by the door."
I knew you went to take the trash out, and then I was like, I thought you were coming back.
No, I'm ready to go. Let's go.
Anyway, yeah. But you helped me to be more of an on-time person. So when I'm with you, I know I'm gonna be on time.
But I see like those little like posts online, and they say, if you had to be late somewhere and you would get like a couple $1 million, who would you call? Who would you take with you? And I'd be like, Summyr for sure.
I'm working on it. I was on time every day this week.
Okay. That's good.
And I've been on time to work too.
Good job.
Yeah, I am turning over a new leaf.
I'll give you some brownie points for that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Continue with your questions, please.
All right. Do you ever think that you use your humor as a distraction to block your true feelings?
Sometimes, for sure. Because I don't want to give people like that power over me to make me upset. So sometimes if somebody's making me upset and I'm like, bro, like you really getting to that point. Like maybe I'll just make a joke or something to bring myself back to a place of peace and happiness. Even though it'll still be like in my head, but it's like I'd rather, because somebody could make you upset over the smallest thing, and that could end up ruining a relationship if I was to snap or if I'm to say something crazy. Because you know me, I say things crazy sometimes.
Do you?
Because I don't really care like what comes out. Whatever comes up, comes out. So sometimes I think about it, and then I'll just make a joke about it, and then just like keep pushing, and then it is what it is. So yeah, for sure.
Okay. So you do it to like lighten the situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like if I don't want to get upset, I may just do it to like better my mood or better like my response, rather than giving something like crazy off or saying something shady.
But I have noticed that like I may ask you something deep and then you'll just like make a joke real quick, like just throwing it off, and I'm
I
like,
don't want to answer the question
so,
because sometimes like deep stuff will put you in a like a certain mood. So like you might ask something deep and then like, dang, like now I'm sad, and it's like sometimes like
it's like I don't want to be sad.
right. So it's like let's just make a joke. Let's just move on past it.
Oh.
But then sometimes you may ask me something, depending on what kind of mood I'm in. I'll answer it because I'm like in a better mood, and it's like, oh, that's not gonna really like affect me today.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Because some days different things can affect your mood. So one day, like I said, you may ask something, and it might affect me that day because you don't know like what kind of day I'm having, like what kind of mood, what I've been thinking about, because you only see me on the surface, so you're not seeing or what's inside. You know.
Why don't you let me in?
I do, but I'm just saying some
do.
days it's just like I don't want to go there.
Sometimes, and I can see it some days on you.
And my mom has always told me that your body language is everything. And she told me that you can see everything on me.
Yes.
She's always told me that since I was little.
You can tell when you're, and so like when you be like, I'm fine, I'm like, he's not fine. Like you can clearly see you're not fine. Like I don't know what you're thinking about right now, but you're not having the best day.
But sometimes it might just be my RBF.
I don't know, because you're like, obviously you've been like this since you were young. So like, you're naturally a happy-go-lucky person for the most part. And so when you're not, I mean, it's just obvious.
But I think sometimes I just have like an intense look.
Yeah.
And sometimes nothing is wrong, but like it's just like an intense.
Okay. Who would you asked me something similar before. Who would you want to, if you had an hour to sit down and spend time with anybody, who would you do that with? And you can learn from this person. Like this is a person that could like change your whole life.
And they have to be alive.
Yeah.
I would talk to Shaq.
Really?
He's a great businessman. He like you don't even realize how much stuff like he owns or has a part in.
I'm sure I don't. I know he did talk about how he read that book. Was it like Business for Dummies or something like that?
I don't know, but yeah, Shaq for sure.
Okay. That's cool. Did you ever have a wish come true from blowing out your birthday candles? You know how you close your eyes and make a wish?
I know. I was thinking.
Oh, okay.
A wish come true from blowing out birthday candles.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you the last time I blew out a birthday candle. I want to say, but maybe before we got married, I want to say. When you had bought that chocolate cake. You know what I'm talking about? I think that was like the last time like I blew out a birthday candle. But
was it?
I think so. But no, I haven't had a wish come true from blowing out a birthday candle.
You not had a cake since then?
Uh-uh.
I will do better.
It's really okay.
Because I'm thinking, I'm like, I don't think you've been wanting that.
I don't need cake.
That's probably why I haven't done it. Because I'm like, I refuse to.
Because that chocolate,
that
the only cake that I would want
in you
is the chocolate cake from Red Lobster, that chocolate wave cake. That's the only cake I would want.
That cake is horrible for you.
It tastes so good.
Okay. Name a person that you have a lot of respect for and why.
That I know?
Yeah.
A person that I have a lot of respect for? I would say my dad.
Okay.
Have a lot of respect for him because now that I'm older, I see why he was angry about a lot of stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a different viewpoint now.
I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, for him, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, working. Well, my mom worked, too. Like, so it's not about working, but just, like, how he handled, like, a lot of situations. Mm-hmm. Because, you know, if you're a parent and you have 3 boys mm-hmm. that turn into men mm-hmm. and they're, like, still working your nerves, yeah, I could get upset with that, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So definitely a lot of respect for him dealing with us. I love you, man.
Yeah.
But I could see why.
I get it. Yeah.
But a lot of respect for him. He's taught me so much. He's taught me a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, about finances, just life in general. He's helped me with, you know, like writing papers, answering questions, like just like different areas of life. I feel like I can go to him just because he's had like a lot of different like life experiences. Mm-hmm. And I feel like he has like a lot of wisdom. Mm-hmm. And, you know what I'm saying, he's not the answer for everything. Mm-hmm. But sometimes I know I can go to him and he can give some good advice or things like that. Even though he like works my nerves and he like literally FaceTimes me every morning to talk to Winter. But, you know.
That's beautiful though. Why don't you want to do therapy?
Why don't I want to do therapy? It's hard for me to talk to people that I don't know, right? Mm-hmm. Do I think that it could possibly help? I don't know. But it's hard for me to, and I feel like this might be a lot of people's problem, to open up and talk about different things with somebody that I don't know. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Like, maybe I may need to do more research on it to see like what the benefits are, like how it could help me. But I just don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's never been something where I've just been like, well, let me talk to somebody. Even though you felt like, oh, maybe you should, like, but I don't know.
No, you've literally said, you know, that may be something you're interested in, but then you didn't want to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't want to push it. I was just curious, like, you know, why? But I can understand. I had a therapist tell me, you know, therapy is just like, and you may not agree, and that's okay. But like, therapy is like, you go to your primary physician to make an appointment because you're checking on something. You make an appointment with a orthodontist because you need to get something fixed. And you're trusting them. You're going to therapy to get help with something. And so you have to trust that they also know what they're doing. Now, I do believe that you have to find the right therapist for you. I don't think every therapist is right. But just like every doctor is not going to be right. You might not like their bedside manner. You might not like, you just might not like how they talk to you, you know, or you might not like their energy or their spirit, or I'm not sure if they don't feel knowledgeable to me. Like, I'm not connecting with them. I want someone who looks like me, or, you know.
See, my thing as well, I feel like since I'm getting older and now I have like a little girl, I just be getting emotional about stuff. I want to cry and stuff sometimes. You know what I mean? I just be wanting to cry. I don't know why.
To cry?
Yeah, I don't know why.
You like looking at it out.
I be looking at Winter and she be like, I be like, dang, like she about to make me emotional.
Aww,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I feel like if I went to therapy and I start talking about all this stuff, like,
you might cry.
Yeah.
It's okay to cry, babe. It's okay.
But sometimes you don't be wanting to cry.
I get it. But it's okay. Maybe that's just the release that you need. You don't gotta cry, cry the whole time. It might like, be, but if it happened, it just happened.
You know how you were talking like this past week, and you were like, "Man, I ain't trying to be crying every day." You know, said that's how I feel. Like I'm having a good day. Oh, I got therapy at this time. I ain't trying to be in there crying.
But that doesn't mean you'll cry. Like, I've had therapy sessions where I never cried. I didn't cry. You know what I'm saying? Not every therapy session is not like a all out cry session. If it comes, it comes.
But I'm saying because I've been getting emotional since I've been getting older.
Yeah.
I'm getting emotional. You got this little girl, you just seeing her. In my head, I like see her growing up and stuff. And it's just like, dang, like one day she gonna have a boyfriend or something. And it's like, it made me sad.
Oh, Winter's gonna grow up.
Because I don't want her to ever leave me.
Well, she's always gonna be your child.
And she only one, but I'm just like,
yeah.
like that's what I'm saying. Like, because I feel like I have so many thoughts about her life. And it's like, dang, like.
Yeah.
Because even when I'm trying to like hold her sometimes. Mm-hmm. And she like, I'm gonna go play with my toy. Like that hurt my heart.
Yeah.
Cause it's like my baby.
Yeah. And that happened fast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, dang.
Little Miss Independent.
Right. So that made me sad.
Yeah.
I need a better question than that though to end.
Oh wow.
I can't end on that.
What game show would you like to be on? You don't like that question either? Oh, God.
What game show?
Yeah. When did you know you were ready for marriage?
Oh. I already answered that for real.
No, you didn't.
I knew I was ready for marriage when I was overseas.
Oh.
And I had so much free time. Like we may practice like once or twice a day, but I literally stayed up over there until 6 o'clock in the morning every day.
You did.
Which was midnight here, talking to you on the phone. Then I would go to sleep and I would wake up at like 11 or 12, which would be 6 o'clock in the morning here. And we would get back on the phone and talk on your way to work. And then when you got off of work, we would get back on the phone and talk every day. And during that time, the conversations were different because we weren't really seeing each other. My Wi-Fi was janky, so it wasn't like FaceTime was like blurry and stuff. But I feel like spiritually we started building that connection because, we would like read the Bible together or we were doing like plans and stuff through the Bible app. And I felt like we were growing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like physical. It wasn't like, oh, because we're going out on dates and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Even though you broke up with me while I was over there.
It was for one day.
I was like.
I just didn't. Anyway, that's a whole nother. I'm sorry.
It hurt my heart.
I thought, I was like, let me beat him to the punch.
No, but.
Anyway.
I was just like, literally when you broke up with me that day, I was like, what am I about to do? Like, I'm over here lonely. I was like, I didn't have, even though it was for like a day or two, I was like, I didn't have anybody to talk to. Yeah. So like that whole time, it's like, I'm over here like in silence. So it was like I had built such a routine to talk to you during those specific times to make sure that like our relationship was still staying strong.
No, that was in the very beginning.
This was like a couple months in. This was like 2 months. This was like 2 months in, and I'm like literally like trying to like make it work. There's nothing wrong with it. Something like this was so long ago. But I'm like literally trying to like make it work.
That was earlier in.
Because literally when I first got over there, I remember I was like going to sleep and stuff. Like we weren't talking as often because remember like because of practice and stuff.
Maybe why I did.
Because I'm like, I'm getting over there. This is my first time. I'm like, I got to be well rested. But once I like figured out, I'm like, oh, I'm good. So that's when I started trying to like build that connection. And then it was like, I felt like it was becoming like, we were becoming very connected. And you were just like, yeah, I can't do this. I'm breaking up with you.
I didn't say it like that.
How you said it?
I don't know.
Exactly.
But I don't think it was like that. Because the way you hear me is never how I said anything.
I'm not giving you word for word.
Yeah.
But it was like, dang.
Yeah.
And then I was kind of like in a, like at practice and stuff. Everybody was like, what's wrong? And I'm like, nah, I'm good. Oh. And I'm just like, dang. And then you called me and was like, I didn't mean it for real. And I'm like, nah, yes you did, because you wouldn't have said it if you ain't mean it. And I think I might have hung up.
You probably did.
And then you called back. And I'm like, what do you want? Like, and then like, you know what I'm saying, we end up getting back together. And then we kind of like still, you know,
yeah, and I
would
think
read
it was
and all
just
that kind of stuff.
yeah. I think it was just insecurities, thinking like, you know, you're just assuming because you're not talking to this person all the time. They're all the way in Italy. It's like, bro, like, I don't want to look crazy and I don't know what's going on. Like, he probably just needs to live his life over there. You know what I'm saying? And I live my life here.
My life was literally basketball.
But see, I didn't understand that. You started to explain, like, I didn't know what to expect. I had never been in that situation before. So I'm just like, I'd rather us not, like, have a lot of turmoil. You know what I'm saying? I was just in my head. And I talked to my mom about it, like, after I did it. And she was like, why did you do that? And I was like, and I told her, and she was like, so you didn't mean it? I was like, no. She was like, you should probably have a do-over. Like, you need to go fix that. She was like, and you need to stop saying stuff that you don't mean, like, just out of your feelings. Like, my mom has always been real with me about a lot of things, and she was just like, don't do that. Like, if you ever feel like you need to make a rash decision, you need to take a second and think about it, because don't nobody want to keep going back and forth like that. That's crazy. And I was like, oh, she's so right. She's right, because if you would have did that to me, it's like, bro, what the... So I had to think about, and I'm sorry, but you know, that was a long time
I accept
ago.
your apology, and then this will be the last thing I say. So if I had went initially when I was supposed to go, I might have been over there doing some wild stuff. But I ended up, no, I'm just being honest, I might have been over there doing some wild stuff, because like you said, I'm all the way over there, I got this time difference, it's like,
So what, you know, it's kind of like, who wouldn't think?
No, for sure, but this is what happened. I had this older guy that played overseas for many years. He actually still plays overseas now. And me and him had a conversation, and he said, listen, bro, I know you're pretty good. You're going to go over there. You're going to be exposed to things that you might not have been exposed to in the States because you're a professional player now. He said, don't let anything come in between you and your money. He said, a lot of these guys go overseas, they're trying to party, they're trying to hang out, they're trying to sleep around. He said, you got to realize a lot of these guys that's going to be from that country that play on the team have been playing for that team for years. So they're cool with the presidents or the general managers. So anything you do is going to get back to them. He said that's how a lot of guys end up getting fired and getting sent back home. And long and behold, as soon as I got over there, they picked me up from the airport, and they ended up dropping me with a couple guys on the team. They took me to a bar, and they were like, oh, let's go to the bar. And, like, because over there, like, they hang out at the bars and stuff, like, just chill, like, eat snacks, get sodas and all that kind of stuff. So I got a Corona. I drank the Corona. We chilling. I go to practice that night, and the president of the team is like, hey, Devon, you like Corona? And I thought back to what the guy told me, and I said, oh, that's the end of that. And I was like, wow. Because you're thinking like a beer. Now imagine if you're doing something else. Everything is getting back. And then what happens? You coming home, now you're not making any money. So that was something that stuck with me. And now when I'm talking to younger guys that have the opportunity to go overseas and play, that's something I always tell them.
Yeah. Because
it was told to me, and I feel like I have to do the same thing to give that same knowledge and wisdom to a younger cat that might be going. I said cat. That's that's some old man stuff. Okay. But to a younger cat that may be going over there that might not have that same guidance or have like the same mature, wise person in their ear. Because everybody, first thing they always ask, you played overseas? What them women was like over there? It's the first thing everybody asks.
Yeah.
I know they was on you. Like, come on, Devon. It's like, nah, like I wasn't even entertaining that because of that reason. Because I didn't want anything to come between my money and basketball.
Wow.
So I just left it at that. So,
yeah.
and that's why I was like making sure I was praying a lot, making sure we were talking, trying to keep that going, because it was like, I don't want to do anything to mess that up. So, yeah.
Ooh. I feel like God sent that old man for a reason. Older man.
I mean, he wasn't that old, but
older.
Like,
That's why I said older. Maybe before you went, because we would probably not be here
right
today. And that's big facts.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and okay. Well, then I feel like my feelings were valid. and then my mom was like, you was tripping, because she's like, you're assuming a lot, but you don't know.
Right. You did assume.
Yeah.
And like I said, if I had went the first time I was supposed to go,
yeah,
I might have. But then since I didn't, me and him end up having a conversation and think about if I didn't have the chance to have that conversation.
Yeah.
And then they said that, I probably would have laughed. Like, yeah, I was drinking. Yeah, that's what I do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was like, at that point, it's like, nah, I can't really mess with that.
Yeah.
Like, I can have a beer and all that kind of stuff, but I can't take it further than that. Like, our association, we not about to be hanging out and being all buddy-buddy.
Yeah.
That's not
like
about to
you're
happen.
over there to do a job.
Exactly.
And go back home.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that was awesome. Well, I enjoyed you today on the Summyr Show.
Yes. I appreciate you for having me as a guest on your show. Like, it's been real. This is a great platform.
Thank you.
And I think that, everybody should take advantage of these gems and definitely watch.
Yeah. No, thank you guys for watching another episode of the Constantly Growing Podcast. Take it away.
Make sure you guys like, follow, comment, subscribe. We're on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. We're on all that. And then for everybody that's been supporting so far, we appreciate you, and continue to support and share with other people. Let other people know to come join us and be on this journey with us.
Yes. Thank you.